Hi guys, we're going to be looking at area of a trapezium today because I think that this topic is likely to come up either on the next paper or on paper 3. So to start with, just remind yourself of what a trapezium is. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, so hopefully that's given you a chance to recall that a trapezium is a four-sided polygon with two parallel sides. Okay. So what I'd like you to do now is pause the video and identify which of the shapes below are trapeziums or trapezia. Alright, so hopefully that's given you a chance. Let's look at which ones are trapeziums. Well, this one is a trapezium. It's got four sides and two of them are parallel, as you can see from the notation. This is not a trapezium. It has five sides, so not a trapezium. This is a trapezium. Again, it's got four sides, two of them are parallel as shown. So that is a trapezium. This is not. Again, it's got five sides. This one is. This is not, although it has four sides, none are parallel. And this last one is trapezium. So now that we've figured out how to identify them, let's have a look at how to find the area. So let's start with looking at this trapezium. To begin with, let's just label the dimensions. By dimensions, I just mean measurements. So the height, let's say, is h, and the two parallel sides, which are different lengths, we're going to call A, that's the length of the top side, and B. It doesn't matter which way round they go, they are just the two parallel sides. Okay. Now, how are we going to figure out the area of this? How do we figure out how much space is inside it? Well, we do quite a clever thing. We split the shape into two. So we've cut it exactly halfway up. Now this height, I'm going to change this now to show that each part is half of h, because it was the full height, now it is just half of the height, and this is also half h. I'm going to rearrange these two pieces so that I can better figure out what the area is. So I'm going to take this top part and I'm going to spin it upside down, and then I'm going to bring it over to here. So obviously all my writing is upside down now, I'll just correct that. There we go. So we can see now that we have a different shape. Can you identify it? That's right, it's a parallelogram. So now we have a parallelogram of height half of h, and the base of it, can you find an expression for the base of the parallelogram? It's a plus b. That length, the length of that line is a plus b. So that whole line's the length of b plus the length of a. So to find the area of a parallelogram, it's base times height, so we need to multiply these two numbers together. So it will be half of h times a plus b. And that is where the formula for the area of a trapezium comes from. So area of a trapezium is half of h times a plus b. You were not given this formula in the exam, so if you wish to be able to answer questions about trapeziums, you need to remember this formula. So let's have a practice. I'll give you some questions to try now. And here are some questions for you to try. Please find the area of these trapeziums, pause the video and have a go. Okay, so firstly, let's remind ourselves of the formula. For the area of a trapezium, it's A equals half height times the sum of the parallel sides, the two parallel sides added together. So here we need to identify which one is which. Well, A and B are probably the easiest to identify because they're the lengths of the two parallel sides. So I'm going to go ahead and put those straight in. 12 and 18. I can see that the arrows here show that these are the two parallel sides. So I'm going to put that in. 12 and 18. They get treated the same, so it doesn't matter which way round they go. Half is going to stay the same. That's going to be true for every. Half is going to stay the same. And the height. Now I have to choose between which one of these measurements, 14 and 8, is the height. So a way to help us identify this is to remember that height has to be perpendicular to the two parallel sides, so it has to make a right angle with it. Which is true of 8. That really does show us how far away these two lines are, whereas because this 14 is on a slant, it's not the height. So half 8. Just going to put that in brackets, and you can type that into your calculator as is. So putting the height in brackets, the half next to it, that will multiply those two together, and the two numbers in the bracket will be added and then also multiplied. So that gives us 120 centimeters squared. Alright, if you haven't had a go at the second one already, do. Otherwise, let's go ahead and try it out. So again, we're going to start with the formula. Area equals half h a plus b, which is half, and then we need to identify h. So before this measurement is at a right angle, so that's the height, and the two parallel sides are 7 and 12. So that gives us 38 centimeters squared. Okay, do use a calculator because yeah, there's only calculator papers left. Alright, so I'm about to give you 2 more problems. So here they are. Pause your video again and have a go. Okay, so we'll start with this one. And we're going to again start with our formula. A equals half h a plus b. And then we're going to substitute in the correct values here. So we can see that, well, half is going to stay the same. H is 6 because it's at right angles. And then we've got 13 plus 9, which gives us 66 centimeters squared. So this one, again, we're going to start with our formula. A equals half h a plus b. So we've got half, and the height is 3. This is the one that makes right angles with the parallel sides. So half times 3, and 9 plus 8. So that's 1.5 times 17 is 25 centimeters squared. So hopefully that was of use to you. If you didn't get them right, maybe go away for a while, work on something else, and come back and try them again and see if you can get them right. Otherwise, I suggest you practice this, and yeah, I'll be posting some more videos soon. Bye.